Hi, I'm John Ora. I'm a second year biosci major education minor, and I'm running for secretary. I feel that I'm really qualified for this position because I was a first year class rep last year, and then I was super involved my first year. My second year, I am on CABA board as academic peer mentor. Yeah, that's what, peer academic, yeah, academic chair. And I have a lot of really new ideas that we could bring to the secretary position. For example, for the semi-formal whole idea, semi-formal committee doesn't really get that recognized at semi-formal. So depending on the theme, like let's say semi-formal was an Up theme, like the Disney movie, we would give semi-court their stashes, but then the stashes would have like little pins on it, like from Up, like the little Boy Scout, and then people on semi-formal committee would get buttons that say committee, so like they're recognized. Towards the newsletter, I have a lot of new ideas. Like Leia started the classified section for people wanting to rent out like apartments. We could use that to sell books. We could use it for people to find out what teachers to take, what teachers to avoid, what classes to take for GPA boosters. We can make it kind of like a newsreel. You know, like instead of always having to read it, we can watch it on YouTube and like utilize the CABA YouTube account. There's just like a lot of new ideas, and I feel that I'm qualified to see those ideas through. Done. First part, what new ideas can I bring to secretary? Okay, well, I have a lot of ideas. One of them is working with Histolicity to make CABACon digital, because as you all know, CABACon comes out as like a newsletter paper thing, and I wanted to make it on a YouTube account kind of deal so that it's more easily available for people so that they're interested in watching it. For the newsletter, I want to get it more like interactive, so I was going to make that as a newsreel, as I said. Like, just take videos. They're like, I don't know, 30-second to 1-minute commercials about general meetings. Feature member or alumni of the week or of the month on the newsletter. On the newsletter itself, I would change various letters or stuff into like different fonts or italicized, and it spells out a word, and you come to me during the general meeting, and then you get the prize. Boom! Second part of the question. What was it?
Qualifications that you have or past experience that you've had that.
Got it. Okay. So, for the exec position as it is, I'm qualified because I'm on board currently. I know what it takes to be an exec, to look out for your appointeds. I know that CABA takes a lot of time, and I've dedicated a lot of my time. You know, when people don't want to be at work nights, I would still work nights, stuff like that. Other parts that make me more qualified.
For the secretary.
For the secretary position, I'm really organized. I can take notes because I'm a student. I've taken notes for Leia when she wasn't there, so she's secretary, if you guys didn't know. And the secretary takes notes. So I'm organized, I take good notes. Boom. Good question. I'm really good with managing time. This year I was involved with CABA board. I was also involved in a different board as another academic chair. I have extracurriculars, like I volunteer at a hospital with Steph and Leia. I have a lot of homework because I'm a bio major, so like OChem is just like boom, right? So I'm pretty good at managing my time. I come out to all the meetings pretty much on time. I'm really punctual. I'm kind of patient when it comes to waiting for people's stuff, you know. So, but if like they send it in when the board meeting's done, I can send it out when I get them. Okay, cool. Well then, I would go to the Alianza meetings on Sundays before our board meetings. Just make sure that we're updating each other on each other's programming so that we're all up to date on everything. We go out to support them so they can support us, so it's like a give and take relationship. Give ideas for better Alianza mixers so that we get to know the other orgs instead of just playing with our own org, you know, so that we get better relationships as a result of those mixers. And is that what else was part of your question?
Yeah, like how would you take your take your secretary position and make it bigger and better and more important to CABA?
Cool. All right. So I was talking to Miguel about this, but one of my ideas was kind of the same as Miguel's, was to create more partnerships with other companies. So because secretary is really logistical, I could be like writing letters to different companies to show them what CABA's worth to them and what they could be to us. So I would just be sending out a bunch of letters like to the flyer companies so that we get cheaper flyers for everything. t-shirt company like Continuous, so that we get cheap shirts for PCN, general members, Cobb Apparel, Sushilicious maybe? I don't know, because Sam started a really good relationship with them, so then maybe we could get that $2 deal to go on for like forever for just Cobb members, because that ends like next month. Issues?
Yeah.
Like
What issues would you like to bring up as a representative for CABA that affect either UCI, other cross groups, Alianza, or the community in general that you're aware of that you would like to deal with if you're secretary next year?
Dang. Alright. Specific issue, not too sure. I was focusing more on secretarial stuff, but I guess I really want to stress like an SC Pasa relationship. So anything that like happens during SC Pasa collabs that other schools decide to bring up, like if they're holding like rallies or something for like a Filipino TAPS kind of deal like at their school, then maybe we can come out to support, so that when we like get a TAPS thing starting at our school, they can come out and support us. So yeah, just stuff that involves SoCal Filipino American stuff. So you're asking what ideas can I bring to add to my programming that's not like logistical? Okay.
Or how do you feel branching out from that?
Okay. Personally, it's kind of hard to branch out from what's already set for secretary, because fall quarter is super busy with everyone else's programming, so is spring, and then semi is obviously like really big, and then that pretty much just leaves winter quarter for where I would put my own programming. And winter quarter is kind of like a slump kind of thing where like general membership's like falling. So if I were to work with IVP, it would probably be something like philanthropic or something to aid like, I don't know, like a hospital. Probably throw like a toy drive or like food eating competitions or a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and that raises money and that gets people's interest back in CABA, and I don't have any more time left. I'd say the first whole camp revealing / dinner went really well. Everyone that wanted a mentor or mentee showed up, and they got their mentor or mentee, and we bonded over some really good food at Red Robin, and everyone was really happy. So I thought that was like my biggest success, because like the main thing I wanted to do as academic chair was to foster a mentor-mentee relationship. So then my worst, I guess, would be planning the next camp dinner, because no one came out. It was really sad. I guess that's my bad on my part, because I let them know like a week before, and then I kind of like I made it so that study hours and dinner were during like 3 to 5 first quarter, so it didn't really cater to everyone's schedule. And then yeah, like how am I with planning a social event, and do I have any new ideas towards semi?
Yeah.
Okay. Planning. This year, I have not had a super huge social event like semi or winter banquets or anything like that, but I have been on board and I have given my ideas and input onto what should happen. Like, because as Steph said, secretary is really behind the scenes, and as an academic chair and as a board member, I'm really behind the scenes with other people's programmings, because I help them figure out what they should do. New stuff that I want to implement is that I really want to make semi-formal cheaper, especially if it comes like right after winter retreat and like everyone's like broke from like the $50 to $90 they have to spend on that. I want to make it cheaper. I want to work with Treasurer to work on restaurant fundraisers. I want to do like, I suggested to Leia that she should do like a circus food like churro lollipop kind of fundraiser for her semi-formal, but that didn't pull through. I want to do it so that people that come out to like more events like get certain points, and then they could get discounts maybe. I don't know, but just want to make it cheaper for everyone, because no one likes spending money. My interpretation.
Why shouldn't you be elected?
I should not be elected because this process would have to go on longer, and that means we won't get our next appointed board sooner, which means we can't figure out like the whole next year for the rest of the membership. So, because if I don't get elected, then we have to go through the whole process again, where it opens up, and then they go through interviews, and then that pushes back the whole appointed board getting elected, and then, right? Because if there's no, is that not right? That's not
You
right.
answered why you should be.
Why shouldn't he?
Why
yeah,
you should.
because if I'm not, right?
It'll
Well,
ta-
I meant it in more terms of...
No, but it's my interpretation. Sure.
I understand. You got me on that one.
All right, Russ.
What is your biggest weakness and how would you overcome it?
It was my biggest weakness. I'm kind of an asshole, straight up. I'm really I have like the worst temper. Anthony knows this, board knows this, general members probably kind of might have an idea of knowing this. But how I've worked on it is through evals with Jedrick, our end of the quarter evals. It's just been like eye-opening kind of to make me like realize like what I'm not doing, like what I'm doing is like really like counterproductive. So I just work on that, and my grades have been getting better in those evals. So, boom! Next. I'm just kidding. TAPS, because like it's really important that we have like representation like on the UC campus, and without like we only have like what, like two classes, 4 classes. 2 of them are regularly offered. That's what it was. About Filipino American like literature and stuff. Like I want it so that people can get interested more into our own culture, and that people that are interested in our culture, they don't just have to go to CABA, they could get more immersed like through school. And like with that, we can have a higher presence on campus, because then people will see like, oh look, there's a Filipino American class on EEE. Maybe I want to do that. And then boom, maybe I want to join CABA. Then boom, maybe I want to be on board. Then boom, I don't know. They just get more TAPS. I'm not too familiar with it. I just know a lot of it because Anthony talks about it. Every time I went to like an Alianza meeting in the beginning of the first quarter, the Alianza chair really stressed like wanting to make a TAPS program, and like having his successor like create a TAPS board and like have its own like entity on campus. So what was the next part of your question?
Well, why do you think the reasons are that?
Oh, that it's not here. So I know that like we had it before and then it stopped. I think that we don't have it because people aren't educated about it, and like people just don't have that interest right now. Because from what I know, when we were trying to make the TAPS club startup, we wanted to find people that are like genuinely interested in it, that they could like find like 4 or 5 other people that can run with it, and like just like have it like grow for the next years. And I think that we don't have it now is because no one has that interest yet, because no one really knows about it. Like people aren't really like informed about the issue, and some people just don't care because it's not brought to them, so it's like out of sight, out of mind. And as Marco said, like people focus on different aspects of the club, and maybe that's not one of them.